It's a room that continues to grow with confidence, and tonight, a stern challenge from the West. Sports South welcomes you inside beautiful PNC Arena here in Raleigh. Second of two meetings this season between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Colorado Avalanche. And why are they growing with confidence? It is home sweet home. Let's take a look at it, starting with an overtime win over Philly, a shutout over the Islanders, a point gained and shootout loss against Minnesota. Now tonight, one of the best teams in the National Hockey League. Good evening, everybody. Alongside Trip Tracy, I'm John Forsland. As always, thanks for joining us. Big test tonight.
Yeah, and I think the Canes are up for it. When you look at what they've done consistently defensively, John, there is tremendous consistent structure where they're just not giving up a lot in their own end. I think it's a real strong sign for this hockey club.
All right, let's take a look at some of the specifics and why the Hurricanes have been so strong defensively.
Well, I think you'll see a couple of highlights here of them taking away time and space. And skilled players can't do what they do best. But the area in front of the crease of whoever the goaltender has been for Carolina, the Canes just aren't allowing second and third chances. Huge improvement this year.
Yesterday at practice, Tripp had a chance to catch up with a backstop, Justin Peters.
Justin, you look at the last three home games, and the guys have really done a job in front of you. You've done your part, but what's been the big key as a group to not allowing second and third opportunities?
Well, that's the key. We've been really playing as a group, and that's important. We got a lot of trust in each other. I have a lot of trust in the defense, and I really feel that I'm starting to instill that confidence in them and that trust belief, and we know that if I do my job, they do their job, we're going to get rewarded.
Real quickly, Colorado, you had to start against them. Oh, look at this, Alex Semin. Speaking of team chemistry, a little bit of a snow blizzard. Speaking of the Avalanche, quick thoughts on them.
Well, yeah, they're a real fast team. They got a lot of speed up front. We had a good game in Denver, but we weren't able to come out on the right end. And tomorrow, we're at home now, so we have a little momentum going here, and we want to carry it into tomorrow.
Good luck, Justin.
Thank you.
No, I'm sorry you got the snow shower, but it's good to see the boys have fun.
Well, it's fitting with the Avalanche coming to town, and now I have dandruff. Thank you to the guy they call Sasha, but I love seeing this type of camaraderie between Semin and between Peters. It doesn't happen if he doesn't care about Peters, and I needed head and shoulders this morning after that little bit of an avalanche from Alex.
Well, Colorado has been head and shoulders above the rest of the National Hockey League. Matt Duchene has been on fire, and he was a couple of weeks ago against Carolina in Denver.
Breakout player of the league so far this season, John, and we've talked so much about his speed, but I want to talk about his power and his quickness from tight areas, whether it be from behind the net or there from the hash marks. Deadly shot. Boy, has he been good.
Mr. Varlamov will get the start tonight for Colorado. Semyon Varlamov, you see his numbers. Like the rest of the team, he has been impeccable. So, the challenges continue to mount here at home for the Hurricanes. They hit the ice. We said at the top, it's a team that's growing with confidence, a team that's very comfortable in terms of their team game, their defensive game, and tonight in the neutral zone, slowing down Colorado will be vital. For more on tonight's game, Chantel McCabe with Kirk Muller.
Coach, you're playing against a very strong Colorado Avalanche team tonight. What will it take to defeat them?
Well, we got to be aware of their quickness and their speed and their tempo, so we got to make sure that we keep everyone in front of us, and we got to be ready to counter. When we get the puck on our stick, we got to go back at them and spend some time in the offensive zone.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep, thank you.
It's a long homestand, but it's been one in which his team has been growing with confidence game in and game out, looking to take on the Colorado Avalanche here tonight. We hit the Storm Tracker and tonight's game keys.
What I liked most about a good Minnesota team is late in regulation, Carolina was the team generating rebounds against the Wild. Let's hope that continues. To really prevent the Avs from their speed, you have to skate with them. You have to get on the defensive side of the puck. Straight line hockey, we'll talk about that. And utilizing the back of the net. Central to the Colorado attack, and let's hope it's central to Carolina's offense.
Oh, this will be a good one. Canes and Avalanche. The opening face-off is next. Back in Raleigh as the Canes get set for the Colorado Avalanche tonight here on Sports South. Tonight's starting goaltenders brought to you by Golden Corral. Help yourself to happiness. Justin Peters coming off a 28-save performance in a 3-2 shootout loss here against Minnesota on Saturday night. Semyon Varlamov played against his whole team Sunday night, and he had 33 saves in a 4-1 win over Washington. The officials tonight. The referees are Eric Furlot and Kyle Raymond, Tim Nowak and Brian Murphy on the lines. Game number 4 of a 5-game homestand. Nathan Gerbe, 4 goals, still leading Carolina as we see in that regard. And the Canes will start with the checking line of Jordan Staal, Nathan Gerbe, and Patrick Dwyer. Justin Falk and Andre Sekera on the back end. Sit back and enjoy this one off the draw. The Hurricanes get it deep in Colorado territory. Jordan Staal goes to work. A loose puck along the boards, gained by P.A. Parento, who lifts it all the way back in Canes ice. Ryan O'Reilly sneaks in, off the goal post, along the line, and out. We may take a look at that one. Nate Dennen knocking it down, and here comes Carolina's Nathan Gerbe. He'll steam in the zone. Stood up by Gennon, furthered by Holden, and now coming back to get it here is Gabriel Landeskog. Met by Patrick Dwyer. Landeskog from both knees attempts to get back up. Jordan goes to work. Jordan Staal. Stood up by Landeskog through the wickets of Talusti. Colorado will escape harm and get it out.
Justin Peters and Ryan O'Reilly, who had that chance, they work out together with Ryan's brother Cal in the summertime. That one-on-one little matchup there.
Paul Stastny now hits it free. These two teams played on October 25th in the Mile High City. Colorado winning 4-2. Alex Semin pulls up for a shot off of Varlamov. Talusti's follow off the side of the goal, and it's manned by Jamie McGinn, and out they go.
Well, no-look shot from Alex Semin. He nearly had Varlamov vacate that post. Boy, let's look at this, John.
Yeah,
They'll probably take a look. And I don't think it was a goal, but it was a heck of a play. O'Reilly's playing the wing. Duchesne in the middle, and here he creates the breakaway bid, and the puck nearly went off the post and hit Peters and went in the net. Can't tell anything definitive from that angle. And looks like that's the type of puck luck that Peters, not O'Reilly's, looking for to begin this one.
Ryan O'Reilly, a second-round pick 2 years ago, and he made the team as an 18-year-old after being drafted in the second round, and you never see that. Now Eric Johnson. Jamie McGinn throws it back for Jan Heda. What a season he is having. Take a look at the Rex Express Care injuries and scratches at the top of your screen. Rex Healthcare is chosen for excellence. Long pass intended for Tuomo Ruutu, icing against Carolina.
Well, Patrick Waugh, to me, the greatest money goaltender certainly in my lifetime. I think best regular season goalie, Marty Brodeur. Greatest money goalie, Waugh. Gabriel Landeskog said it best. He said that his team has more chemistry than they've ever had in his young NHL career, and he attributes a lot of that luck, that success and that tight-knit group feel to his head coach.
Andre Benoit off the face-off, attempts to go deep. Jay Harrison standing up his man. That's young Nathan McKinnon, and now Carolina gets it back out to center ice. No coach in history has started 14-2 as Patrick Waugh has. That's in the history of the National Hockey League. Out to center ice. John Mitchell sealed off momentarily by Riley Nash. He'll leave it there. Max Talbot attempts to get it deep. It deflects off Nash, and it goes in the screen. If the Canes win tonight, all Caniacs win. Get 50% off your entire menu price online order at participating Papa John's the day after a Canes win. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Carolina created a short order 2-on-1. I would have loved to have seen Nash get that puck from his backhand to his forehand for a shooting opportunity.
Brent Belmore now for Carolina on the wall. As the Hurricanes attempt to get it out, they have the fourth line out of Manny Malhotra, Drayson Bowman, and Radek Dvorak. And with each game, they are getting better and better.
Well, the Hurricanes are truly a four-line team right now. I mean, I look at the valuable fourth lines of the Stanley Cup and Stanley Cup finalist teams, and they're right there.
Intended opportunity for a rebound by Malhotra. Now Varlamov will melt it down. Look at the face-off in the Colorado zone.
I like that everybody right now is feeling a part, rolling four lines.
That's
and
right.
there, for instance, using Malhotra with Dvorak and Bowman. Boy, Bowman, I think, has more of a role than he's ever had. Everybody feels a part, and when Manny's taken the defensive zone draws against anybody on the other side, it gives more offensive leniency to your big boys.
The Canes are 2-0-1 in their last 3-3-4 here in this building. Colorado 6-0 on the road. Attempting to start better on the road than they ever have, and the 14-2 record is their best start in franchise history. Andrej Sekera for Carolina off the boards. It pinballs in on Varlamov. He'll freeze again, and another faceoff.
Well, Varlamov is coming off of a big-time performance for him on Sunday out in Denver because he beat his former team, the Washington Capitals, for the second time this year. And Colorado's done a lot of things right, but they have gotten outstanding goaltending, both from that guy and also from Jean-Sébastien Giguère, who's 5-0 himself.
And they're going to St. Louis on Thursday night, and Giguère will start Thursday night against the Blues. Now it's played along the boards by McGinn. Back out to center, kicked by Sekera. Semin is offside, so now the Hurricanes tag up. Erik Johnson through the center zone, a bouncing pass. Unattainable, comes all the way back. Justin Falk, hard pressed by Gabriel Landeskog. It's broken up, carried out by Jordan, and away go the red-clad Hurricanes. The Sekera now will get it deep. Around the board for Eric Stahl, on and off his stick. Landeskog in control. Back out to center ice with Jamie McGinn. And moving up here is Erik Johnson. His pass picked off by Ron Hainsey, but he gave it away to Jamie McGinn. McGinn holding on to it, tight range. His shot goes high. It kicks in the screen, so we get a stoppage.
Good stick from Ron Hainsey. Gabriel Landeskog told me this morning that he thinks Elias Lindholm's going to be a heck of a hockey player. Fellow Swede. And he said when he came over to North America in juniors in the OHL, he said it took him a half a year to get comfortable at all. And now Lindholm's has had to do it in the NHL with injury problems. And I know that Colorado captain thinks that Elias Lindholm is going to be a heck of a player.
We saw the youngest captain in the league, and he beat Sidney Crosby by 11 days. When he was named as captain, they've only had 4 in the history of the Colorado Avalanche. 4 captains, now comes all the way back. They're in the business of retiring those numbers. Corey Saric, the veteran, having an astounding season, really rebounding after being acquired from Calgary in the offseason. The other player that they picked up from the Flames in that deal, Alex Tanguay, is out with a knee injury as it comes all the way back.
Well, Saric was an unknown member of a Stanley Cup championship team in Tampa.
It's a flex wide of Justin Peters off McKinnon out in front. The rookie, first overall pick this past June, and now the newcomer, relatively speaking, Max Talbot on a cycle. For McKinnon, out in front is John Mitchell. McKinnon flushed out by Ryan Murphy. Now Mitchell takes over, sidestepping Nash, holding onto it. John Mitchell to the outside. To the point now, Nick Holden will swing it across. He scored the game winner Sunday night, and it was his first NHL goal. Caniacs, it's time for the Moe's Southwest Grill. Hey, what do you say, queso player? Tonight, it's Alex Semin. If he scores a goal, all Caniacs receive a free side of Moe's famous queso and hot fresh chips tomorrow at any Triangle locale.
Good matchup there between Nathan McKinnon and Ryan Murphy. They were roommates last Christmas time at the World Junior Tournament over in Russia. And, of course, McKinnon, as he told us, wears 29 because Felix Potvin, the goaltender, was one of his father's favorites.
On the boards now, Patrick Bordeleau, who scored in that 4-1 win on Sunday night, locates the puck. He's a tough guy, great story. Marc-Andre Cliche will get it deep, and now Peters on a tee for Ron Hainsey. Nice move to set up Trayson Bowman. Out to center ice, you're looking at Radek Dvorak. Dvorak off the skate. Now Ultra didn't see it. Cliche is back in his own zone. Hard pressed by Bowman. 2 forward checkers in for Carolina. Dvorak along the boards, holding onto it. Now Ultra punching it deep off the backside of the goal. Getting to it is Cody McLeod. McLeod was suspended the last time we saw Colorado on the 25th of October. Belmore for Dvorak all alone. Radek Dvorak out in front. Swung on the target, but Bowman's shot was easily handled by Varlamov. Dvorak with a chop chance that goes wide. Nate Gennon off the boards, out to center ice.
That's why using the back of the net is one of our game keys. Early edge, Carolina.
Patrick Dwyer to the outside, off the paddle, the rebound. Sent off of Varlamov by Sekera. Loose in back of the goal. Nick Holden taking down a man. Now P.A. Parento deep in his own territory. A little stutter step and out to center ice. The Avalanche on the attack. Ryan O'Reilly, Parento's in. Peters! says no. A dandy on Parento. P.A. Parento. Now Jan Hayda looking for a tip. Matt Duchesne in control. He'll cut on Sekera. To the corner, Jordan. Beautiful pass for Andre Sekera. Carolina survives. They clear it all the way back. This will be icing.
See, Justin Peters has shown his mental toughness that I knew he would focus on the positive things he's done, not the shootout in the way it went against Minnesota. You see how confident he was here? He was patient. He made sure P.A. Parento made the first move. And by the time he made the move, Justin had anticipated and there was nothing there.
Parento has 12 points in the 16 games Colorado has played. Jordan, lead feed, Nathan Gerby walking in. His shot wide of Varlamov. And the rebound controlled here by Matt Duchesne. Out to center for Eric Johnson. He'll go cross corner. Bouncing puck. Ryan O'Reilly is after it. He's shadowed by Brett Belmore. Corey Saric lays it off a stick. It goes high. 3 to the corner. It stays in play. O'Reilly, now Duchesne, punched along for Toulouse, and away go Carolina. Here's Alex Semin to the outside of Andre Benoit. He'll cover ahead, broken up. Good back check by P.A. Parento. Here they come. A stretch pass doesn't work. Icing is called here against the Avalanche.
Boy, this faceoff may go to the neutral zone because Justin Peters made an attempt to play that puck, so that should have been waved off.
Good point, and that's exactly what they're doing.
You know, the big line, I see a lot of good habits on the part of Alex Stahl, Samiri Toulouse. I still think they should throw more pucks at the net. And see here, you know, the referee had the right reaction. He called icing, but he didn't know Peters was going to come out and play that puck. And that's why we see a neutral zone draw.
We might be going to break. We are. Hall of Fame night last night in Toronto. We'll hear from Brendan Shanahan when we come back.
Jim Rutherford, who's the GM there, and he's the GM now in Carolina. He came to me after my 1 year there, and he said, he was very honest with me. He said, you're going into your 10th year. I think we're 5 years away from competing for the Cup. And I'm not sure whether we're staying or going somewhere else. Do you want to be traded? So I said that I did. I wanted to have an opportunity to win right then and there. So he respected my wishes and he sought out a trade. I will say this, Jim. You're wrong about the 5 years. You're in the Stanley Cup Finals in 6 years and you won a Stanley Cup in 10. So congratulations to you.
Take a look at the class, outstanding class of inductees last night. And it was just a great evening in Toronto.
Heartfelt speeches. The effortless Niedermayer, the competitor Chelios. Brendan Shanahan, I thought, was some real cool remarks about his father, Fred Shero. Oh, boy. I would have loved to have played for him, the innovator. And that is a trade that worked out eventually for both teams. Shanahan and eventually Rod Brind'Amour coming and captaining Carolina to a cup.
Funny how it works. There's a string of events that led to that. And Rod, of course, one of the most significant players to don the colors here in North Carolina and principally responsible for so much of this growth. Now out to center ice. Alexander Semin in control. Over the line. Slowly in for a shot off of Varlamov. A stinging shot from well out. Eric Stahl now moves it deep. Early in this first period, scoreless. Second and final meeting between these two cross-conference rivals. And now Jamie McGinn will go deep.
I still like when Semin's shots come from in the inside portion of the ice with regards to the two dots, and he's a threat from there when it's from the middle.
Drayson Bowman now to the outside. Fended off by Corey Saric. He stays with it. Now a finishing hit by Saric on Bowman, and now it's play free. Radek Dvorak down low, tries to get away from Andre Benoit. Creeping up for the Hurricanes is Jay Harrison. Off the stick of Benoit, and now top of your screen, Radek Dvorak. Around the boards this way for Jay Harrison. Harrison scales it ahead. Benoit read the play, missed the puck. Out of the corner now, Nathan McKinnon. To an open area. Corey Saric is there, and away go Colorado. Out to center ice, John Mitchell in the zone. Plays it right out in front, rejected by Justin Peters, and played here by Ryan Murphy. The rookie now will scoot out to center ice and head off on a line change as he gets it deep. 11:20 left to go in this first period. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always tonight on Sports South. Take a look at the shots on goal. Carolina by 3. Got Belmore. in the corner, stood up by Cody McLeod. They scrum for it. Bordeleau is there too, along with Carolina's Riley Nash. Out of the four-man scrum. Dug out by McLeod. Looking for Bordeleau. Patrick Bordeleau met by Nash. They continue that scrum. Ron Hainsey shakes free. Has control as we see the ice level, but he's sealed off by Cody McLeod.
This was the line, Bordeleau with the redirection that scored the first goal for Colorado against Washington Sunday night. When you get that type of a goal from not only a fourth line, an unlikely source like Bordeleau gives the entire team a lift.
This homestand will conclude on Friday night. The Anaheim Ducks are here. They start a 3-game trip this evening in Florida. They will play in Tampa Bay Thursday night and here at PNC Arena on Friday. Then Carolina goes to St. Louis. Very difficult back-to-backer. They will play the Blues on Saturday night.
But they will catch the Anaheim Ducks, who have been a heck of a story, having played in Tampa on Thursday night. And Anaheim just had a cross-country trip.
Now O'Reilly pokes it along. Duchesne from the corner. Out in front, Parenteau defended. Carolina back to the house defensively, but not out. Yes, it is out. Brought in offside by Jan Hejda on a delayed whistle. Now Colorado tags up, so play will continue. Andrej Sekera winding it in for the Canes, getting it deep. Moving up along the boards, Patrick Dwyer. Dwyer to the outside. It'll stop and start. Back to the point. Justin Falk. He'll deliver a pass for Jordan. Left for Kirby. Swung out in front. Nobody home. Colorado picks it off and dumps it out to neutral ice.
Well, you've seen P.A. Parento here for Colorado in the first 10 minutes, and that's one of the reasons that the Avalanche decided to trade Steve Downey to Philadelphia since we saw him last.
Icing is called here against Colorado. We were speaking about Rod Brind'Amour, and here he is.
Well, you know, you talk about Brendan Shanahan and the trade that Jim Rutherford facilitated to Detroit, which became Keith Primo, that became Rod Brind'Amour. And Rod is the unquestioned leader of this team's only run to the Stanley Cup championship. To me, Rod Brind'Amour is a guy that I hope and expect will be giving a Hall of Fame speech in a few years.
Obviously, the retired number hanging from the rafters. We're trying to get a look at him maybe later on. He's in the coach's booth, tucked away up here.
So humble. I think he's a Hall of Famer, John, when you look at the criteria, and I certainly have the expectation that one of these Tuesday nights in November, he'll be delivering a speech.
Puck is fumbled by Semyon Varlamov. He recovers, and we have no further play. 8:55 left to go in period one. Scoreless early in Raleigh. Well, a daily question in these parts is, how is Cam Ward? So let's take a look here. First at his injury a couple of weeks back in Minnesota, and a prognosis.
Well, it's the type of injury that if you play the position, you have to let it heal 100%. So it's been a process, but I think he's ahead of schedule. But still, with him being ahead of schedule, you want to make sure that you are patient enough that when Cam Ward comes back, that he is healthy for the rest of the season. And you can see anytime Cam starts to enjoy himself in tongue-out fashion, means he's feeling better, because he's as frustrated as any player when he's not healthy.
Yeah, a little Gene Simmons for you. Malholtra's shot is read by Corey Sarich.
Kiss me.
Yeah. Had to get at least one kiss reference in per season. Now, Benoit over the line. The play is offside. Mitchell in the zone. Quickly, on the subject of the Hall of Fame, let's not overlook Harry Neal and Jay Greenberg, the media members who also went in last night.
Well, Harry Neal has been like a mentor to me. I mean, you talk about a former coach who is one of the best analysts in the game. And here, Carolina limiting speed. When you limit speed and you stay on the right side of the puck, as Ron Hainsey did, you're going to force offsides. And you're not going to take penalties. That's why you have to make sure you win those races back, because you force whistles like that, you don't take penalties.
Well, Kirk Muller talked about that during Hurricanes Live. The middle of the ice, the speed Colorado can generate trip through there, and that's going to be vital tonight.
Well, and if you're skating east-west, not north-south, as Hainsey was there and his teammates were doing as well, you're going to allow odd man rushes, and also you're going to be in a position where you're forced to take tripping, hooking, those types of calls. That was a good play.
Carolina now getting control. Chris Terry, third game since his recall. He'll go deep, and Jan Hejda in control. What has he done? The last 7 games, he's a +14. He has jump-started his career. Cody McLeod's shot, rather his block of a shot taken by Chris Terry. Ryan Murphy for Terry off the side of the goal with help from Varlamov. Now Nash. Terry a quick hitter off the stick of Tuomo Ruutu. Ruutu in control. Little dish for Murphy. Here it comes. Wide through a screen. Harrison off a body out in front. Good block by Eric Johnson. Colorado, they survive, and out they go.
Again, there Murphy. The Hurricanes utilize the back of the net. The majority of Carolina's chances have come on the forecheck. Colorado's have come in transition.
Shots are 6-2 Hurricanes. Patrick Dwyer on Nick Holden. A loose puck. Here's a chance for Gerby. What a save, but what a goal! Jordan Staal on the follow-up, and Carolina is off and running.
Well, the Hurricanes are able to indirect the puck, nullify an icing with that nice little tap just outside the Colorado blue line. But again, coming from behind the net, Dwyer does it. It's been a reoccurring theme. Gerby forces Varlamov to make a heck of a save, but he puts it in an area where if Dwyer or Jordan Staal can win a race, you're going to score. So you have two of the three game keys right there. Rebound chances and using the back of the net. That is absolutely the central part of the criteria of the first goal.
Nathan Gerby and Patrick Dwyer should get the assists on the goal scored by Jordan Staal. Jordan gets his third goal of the season. And the Canes get on their seventh shot. The early 1-0 lead. Parenteau dropping it back, broken up, and now it's carried out here by Nathan Gerby from well out, caught by Semyon Varlamov, and we get a stoppage.
Well, the Hurricanes have gotten a lot better here in the last couple of games of dumping pucks in, or in the case here, redirecting pucks where you can get in and win a battle with speed, as Dwyer does on Holden. And you know, you can even see, good look from the truck, Gerby's process. Ideally he scores, but if he doesn't, Dwyer maybe gets there, or Jordan Staal for a second opportunity, and those rebounds became available late against Minnesota. Dwyer, for instance, hit the post, and they continue tonight.
Great forechecking leads to a goal for the Hurricanes. Finished off by Jordan Staal after an excellent save from Semyon Varlamov, and now Ron Hainsey through the center zone behind Alex Semin. It comes all the way back, and icing is called here against Carolina.
Heady play by Gerby. He's the guy that taps that puck to prevent the icing, that allows Dwyer to get in with speed, and then he makes the shot to an area where, perfect world, you score, but if not, you give both Dwyer and Jordan a chance.
Jordan Staal had a 70% night, 7 out of 10 in the face-off circle against Minnesota Saturday night. 2 goals in his last 4, as we saw in that graphic. Now Semin out to center ice. Alex Semin looking for Brett Belmore. Little touch pass by Stastny for Landeskog. Here's McGinn alone, and he fires wide. Jamie McGinn out of the corner, holding on to it. McGinn again. Johnson floods the front. His shot goes behind the net for Paul Stastny. Stastny out in front off of Belmore, played by Ron Hainsey, and Carolina defends it well as they get it back out to neutral territory.
And Justin Peters played against Jamie McGinn in the Ontario Hockey League. There he was just patient. What a pass that was to find McGinn, who talked to us about his brother Brock McGinn and the torrid start he's having in Guelph this year.
Good feelings early for the Hurricanes on the goal by Jordan Staal. Staal feeling the game early, and that's a good sign for the Canes, especially below the goal line.
Well, it's our third game key in here early. Radek Dvorak uses the back of the net. You see how players get blinded from the goal out because they have to locate the puck. If they look back behind the net, they don't know what's going on in front. And then our first game key was rebound chances. So that's 2 out of 3. Limiting Colorado speed is the other. And that's employing the game plan to score the first tally.
And the Hurricanes enjoy that success. 3 wins and an overtime point when scoring first. Off the stick of Varlamov, little wrister from Ryan Murphy. Here's a chance. Good back check by Nathan McKinnon on Manny Malhotra. Away go Colorado. McKinnon to the outside off of Murphy. Wide of Justin Peters. Played by Max Talbot. Out of the corner, it pops out. Trayson Bowman has it. And the Hurricanes assert out to center ice. Murphy off the stick of Andre Benoit, covered up by Semyon Varlamov.
Dave Lewis actually has a competition going on right now between the future defenseman of the franchise. Ryan Murphy right here gets to the middle, and Falk who can get more shots on goal on a nightly basis. So he's trying to get both guys to shoot the puck. Murphy did it there.
Is there any prize involved in this, or do you know?
You know what? I don't know what the stakes are. I usually like to keep that private, but I'll see if I can figure it out.
I think you can figure that. I don't think it's that. It's not like an injury, or no one on earth is supposed to know anything. I think you can do this. Now Jordan Staal holding on to it. Back of the goal, he has Gerby out in front. Jordan throws on the brakes on Parento. Sets up Dwyer, give back for Gerby. Ryan O'Reilly out to center ice. The play read by Justin Falk. Matt Duchene is away. Cutting, played beautifully by Andrei Sekera. Sekera headmans the puck for Gerby. And away they go. Skate to stick. You're looking at Pat Dwyer. He'll pull up for a shot wide of Varlamov. Played by Justin Falk. Inside for Jordan. Without his helmet is Nick Holden. Holden ties up Jordan. Now Dwyer goes to work. Dug out by Holden and played in the center zone by Justin Falk.
Now, you know Falk's going to be looking to shoot after Murphy just established that shot. By the way, I know Dave Lewis has promised Jordan Staal if the Canes win the Cup, he will shave his mustache, and that's something that he promised Kurt Maltby and Chris Draper when they won the second Cup in Detroit. The first thing they did was shave it.
That's incentive. Now, in the high slot, yours will go first, though. Correct?
Mine will go at 12:01 a.m. on December 1st. That is an absolute promise. I'll stay up late that night.
All right. Now it goes cross corner. McGinn is canceled by Hainsey. The veteran gets after it out of the corner, dug out by Stastny. McGinn with a bouncer. Stastny on the doorstep. Hack and whack time, and Carolina will survive out of the pile. Palusti sealed off by Paul Stastny. He'll soccer style for McGinn out in front. Off the boards, Hayda, his shot rejected by Peters. And back of the goal, overskated by Belmore. Eric Staal kicks it off a stick. Loose this way, Jamie McGinn. Eric Johnson. The half boards McGinn. High slot, Landeskog wide. Getting to it is Semin. A pinch by Jan Hayda. Played by Brett Belmore, not out. Landeskog with a big caught by Justin Peters. We get a break in play.
The Hurricanes just perhaps saved a goal because of an adjustment they've made in their systems this season. Watch how the forwards come down low. 5 in the picture. Last year, Semin and Talusti would have been closer to their point men. They brought the guys down to help out, and it may have saved a goal here along with Eric Staal. Eric Staal had 2 good defensive plays in this sequence. Right here, and then Landeskog, I believe, had a shot, and he just got a stick on it. That is something that the Hurricanes have really adjusted to this year. 5 in the picture.
Andre Benoit. Sweep check by Tuomo Ruutu. Cody McLeod inside for Patrick Bordeleau, denied by Jay Harrison. Loose along the boards, moving up Corey Saric. Pinned by Nash, he gets away. Tough angle off a body off Malhotra. Play top of your screen by Ruutu. Dogging him is Cody McLeod. Now Bordeleau one more time. McLeod from the corners they grind. Bordeleau using his big frame, but he's knocked down by Malhotra. And the Hurricanes again skate out to center ice. Tuomo Ruutu on a line change for Chris Terry, who gets it deep.
It's a good change. You know, you look at Malhotra and Dvorak in particular, their shift length never seems to exceed 40 seconds.
Chris Terry now holding on to it. Supporting him, Riley Nash. Here's Ruutu for Carolina. Broken up. Cody McLeod out to the center zone. Pestered by Justin Falk. A loose puck as we see. Wedged along by Tuomo Ruutu. He'll change on the fly as Varlamov will leave it there for Eric Johnson. 2:12 left to go, period 1. 1-0 Carolina. Early goal from Jordan Staal as the Avalanche get it deep. Andrei Sekera pressured by the forechecking of Nathan MacKinnon. He'll reverse it for Justin Falk.
Another good job of limiting speed by playing north-south from Patrick Dwyer to force that turnover.
Icing is called here, and we'll swing it back in the Carolina zone.
Let's take a look at it. I mean, Dwyer's a gifted skater, but there's no east-west in this. Let's watch here. Top of the screen. Reaches out with the stick, but if he doesn't skate with the Colorado player, first overall pick, Nathan MacKinnon, he's got no chance. Good job.
Jordan Staal taking this face-off, which is won by John Mitchell. Nate Kennan, point-to-point. Nick Holden, a wrister, kicked out with a purpose by Peters. Loose in back of the goal, Max Talbot, defended by Justin Falk. John Mitchell now for the veteran, Max Talbot. Off of him, played by Jordan. Stopping in back of the goal as we see, setting up Sekera. 1:34 left to go in period 1. Shots 11-3. Carolina, MacKinnon off the paddle of Peters. Loose at the side of the goal. Hunted down by John Mitchell. Nick Holden, he'll go deep. Anticipating Justin Falk in Carolina, gets it out. Now a foot race, Nate Gennon ahead of Nathan Gerby.
Both those Nates have been real stories. We've talked about Gerby. For Gennon, he has, the former Ohio State Buckeye, been an outstanding plus for Colorado.
Matt Duchesne, D.A. Parento dropping it back for the late guy, Ryan O'Reilly. Broken up by the Hurricanes, and again Dvorak got it back out to center. Under 1 minute left in period one. D.A. Parento will wedge it deep in the Carolina zone. Brett Belmore coming all the way across. Belmore out of the corner. Move free for Malhotra. Now Radek Dvorak, and safely and securely all the way back. Here's Andre Benoit on his horse, and icing is called.
This has got to be a record. The most Nate or Nathans in one game.
We'll look that up.
Has to be a record.
Right.
Three of them. I love what Bowman's doing. He grew up in Colorado. Remember that beautiful goal he scored against Colorado out there a few weeks ago, but he seems to have an identity and an understanding of his role playing with Dvorak and Malhotra more than at any other point I can remember as a Hurricane.
Off the face-off, Belmore, a stick battle with Gabriel Landeskog. Dvorak trying to clear. 33 seconds left in the period. Here's Ron Hainsey pressured by Landeskog. Now Belmore getting it back off a body off Paul Stastny. A loose puck as we see. Ron Hainsey now in control. Carolina attempts to get it out. Flung deep by Eric Johnson. A steal by Stastny. Landeskog mopped up by Belmore right out in front. Carolina survives as they get it free with 9 seconds left in period one. Landeskog away for Paul Stastny. Stastny will circle the wagons. Hold on to it. To the point man, Eric Johnson. Here it comes off a stick. It goes off the man up top, Alex Semin, and it goes out of play. College football fans, the SEC Gridiron Live Greatest Player Tournament is down to the Final Four. This week, a showdown between Champ Bailey and Reggie White. Your vote could be the deciding vote. Go to foxsportssouth.com to vote. Then watch Gridiron Live Wednesdays at 10 to see who's number one.
I'm surprised that Waz not pulling his goaltender here. That's a heck of a play from Semin on Johnson, the former first overall pick.
Jordan Stahl will be Chantel McCabe's guest when we kick off the PNC Bank first intermission. Shots 11-5 Carolina. 1-0 where it counts after one.
Welcome back to the PNC Bank Intermission Report. Their Canes are up 1-0, and joining me for the CarQuest Auto Parts Intermission interview is Jordan Stahl. Well, a rebound goal, not the prettiest goal, but it took the effort of all of your line mates. Talk about how everyone was able to contribute to that goal.
Yeah, they all count. I think Patty, first off, just did an unbelievable job on the forecheck. I think there was 3 guys around there, and he somehow made the puck squirt out in front. And Gerbs just tried to bury it, and unfortunately he couldn't get it in, but I was lucky enough to be there for the rebound.
You cleaned it up, making it 1-0. Well, having this early lead versus a team like Colorado, what does that do for the team going forward?
Well, it's good. I mean, it's always nice to get that first goal, and they're still a very dangerous team, and they know how to create offense. So we got to stay with what we did that first period. I think the shots were on our favor, and we were in there in a lot. So it was all good things that we want to keep building on.
All right. Well, you're pretty sweaty. We'll let you go. Thanks.
Thanks.
When we get back, we take a look at some effort from the Canes at Fort Bragg, and we'll talk some NHL headlines. That's next.
The boys get ready for the second period here in the capital city tonight, up by 1 after 20. Let's take a look at the first period stats brought to you by Buffalo Brothers, the greatest tenders on planet Earth. And how about the face-offs won by Carolina? 14-9. Manny Malhotra won 6 out of 7 in that first period. John Forsland, Trip Tracy, Chantel McCabe, along with our fine crew here at PNC Arena as we kickstart the second period. Colorado, 14 wins, only 2 losses this season. Their best start in franchise history. Carolina on this 5-game homestand, 2-0-1. Final game of the 5-game homestand will be Friday night when Anaheim is here to start a back-to-back sequence, which sees the Hurricanes go to St. Louis on Saturday night. Nathan Gerby out in front. Dwyer, he scores! Patrick Dwyer set up beautifully by Nathan Gerby, and the Canes are up by a deuce.
Boy, the Hurricanes have been as sharp in the neutral zone in this game as they've been all year. Look at that nice play from Sakura. keeping the puck along the boards, and then Jordan Staal makes the key play. He makes it to Gerby, and then Dwyer wins the race to the net. By Gedden standing up, that creates the 2-on-1. A defenseman like Holden never wants to have to turn because then he's in a tough spot. Dwyer wins the race, scores the goal. Talk about being ready to start the period on time, and the so-called checking line has both goals.
Playing Colorado, who has not lost on the road yet this season. Tolusti with a shot off the goalpost. Almost 3-0 Carolina. On the surprising shot right along the ice by Yuri Tolusti. Jan Hejda back in his own zone as Colorado restarts. A steal. It deflects in again. Eric Staal centering pass intended for Alex Semin to the outside. Semin holding onto it. They grind a cycle. Tolusti in control. Brett Belmore out of the reach of Tolusti, and now Semin out of that corner, sidestepping Hejda, walking, attempting to get out in front. He is kicked out by Varlamov. Loose again, and a good stick check by Semin. Stripping momentarily the puck away from Paul Stastny. Now Jamie McGinn with a shot off the side of the goal with help from Justin Peters. Paul Stastny down low for Colorado, holding onto it off the stick of Drayson Bowman. Eric Stahl's away now for Brett Belmore, and here they come.
Boy, we're seeing good things here. Carolina being ready to start the period on time, and then a big shift from the big boys after scoring the goal. Jordan Staal really paid a price here. So on the first goal was Gerby that made the key play in the neutral zone. Here, Jordan makes the play to Gerby that leads to the second goal, the saucer pass. See, Holden has had to turn here because he can't match Gerby's speed. So he turns, gets the stick down, Gerby elevates the puck, and Dwyer finishes with authority.
Patrick Dwyer, his first goal of the season from Nathan Gerby and Jordan Staal at 26 seconds of period 2. Through the center zone, a steal by Colorado's Max Talbot. Talbot goes deep, head on a swivel. Brett Belmore taking a hit, making a play for Radek Dvorak. Chop chance for Benoit, inside for John Mitchell. Turning with it is Talbot out in front, off of Hainsey. A good stick. Nathan McKinnon was awaiting that pass now for Carolina. Radek Dvorak throwing snow, pulling up. Little dish pass all the way back, but as we see, it's played in the center zone by Ryan Murphy.
How many stick plays does Ron Hainsey make on a nightly basis that are usually right in the slot in that crucial house area? He's made 2 so far that are consequential this one.
Now Nathan McKinnon over the line, pulling up to the outside of Murphy. Murphy defends it well, plays it off the end boards, gets a little help. Carolina attempts to get it out. They do. Radek Dvorak, and now we look at Eric Johnson in his own zone paired with Jan Hejda.
A lot of times it's your second team, former first overall pick, and Johnson is playing like a first overall pick right now for Colorado.
He is, there's no doubt. Now McKinnon in control, Cody McLeod. McLeod from well out, fought off by Peters, played by Tuomo Ruutu. He's checked by Patrick Portolo. Marc-Andre Cliche goes deep off the end boards. Ryan Murphy gets to it before McLeod now from the flank. Cliche along the boards is tied up by Riley Nash. Cody McLeod lends a helping hand. He's negated by Ryan Murphy. Carolina's on it. Nash around the boards for Chris Terry. The puck has to get out. It does. Now Tuomo Ruutu. Met by Jan Hejda, and the Avalanche get control.
Terry told me his first game against the Islanders, he didn't get pucks out as well as he should have early. You could see the bear down that he had there to get it out.
They cross in the person of Tuomo Ruutu with a cut just wide of Varlamov. Top of your screen, Andre Sekera, good keep. Now Riley Nash down low will go off in a line change, and Colorado will reorganize. Jamie McGinn losing control. Andre Sekera with a wrister swallowed by Varlamov, and we get a stoppage.
Yeah, the Hurricanes defense as a group is, really sound right now. Watch Hainsey here. Stick on the ice. Rotates from forehand to backhand. That's anticipation. Drayson Bowman playing, I think, the best hockey of his Carolina career is there to support. And Hainsey made another good stick play in the slot in the first period. He's been an excellent addition.
He has. And he's one of those guys you don't notice him, and that's good because he's efficient every night. You see he leads the team in terms of ice time tonight, and they're going to him time and time again.
He talks like crazy on the ice as well. Justin Peters says, he talks as much or more than anybody.
Alex Semin now winding one off Corey Sarich. Eric Staal wrap chance. Denied by Varlamov. Landeskog out to center ice. 50-50 puck, and now Gabriel Landeskog, the Avalanche captain for Andre Benoit. Rink-wide pass intended for Paul Stastny, defended by Ron Hainsey, kissed by Jamie McGinn. Landeskog back in his own zone. Starts again. Good shift here by young Gabriel Landeskog. This way for Jamie McGinn. Off for Landeskog again. He'll wind it deep. Paul Stastny sets up Eric Johnson. It's blocked off his own man, McGinn, out in front. Dwyer back through center and all the way back.
I thought Landeskog had as good of a game as he's had all season in the win over Washington on Sunday. He set up the game winner to Holton and had a beautiful goal in beating Ovechkin late.
Matt Duchene now gets it deep. Andrei Sekera off the skate of P.A. Parento, gained by Jordan Staal. Falk on the wing for Nathan Gerbe. Gerbe with a cross-corner dump in. Justin Falk off the stick, off Matt Duchene. Now Patrick Dwyer, one of 2 goals tonight. Sekera's shot denied by Varlamov. Loose along the boards. Jordan Staal taken down by Ryan O'Reilly. You see it spring back. A foot race ensues. Icing is called here against Colorado. We talked about team defense at the top of the show tonight, and this team is doing it again.
It gives you a chance to win and stay in hockey games every night. Hainsey, that's the earlier stick play I was talking about. Look at all those red jerseys in the screen. Again, that's an adjustment this year to come down from the low percentage areas and help out in the crucial areas. There's Eric Staal. Oh, I love seeing it. I think that's why the West has a big edge on the East, is because Western teams with the travel play more of a system that they don't beat themselves, and I think that allows teams to have a chance on virtually all nights.
Colorado is 8-1 against the East this season. Duchene walks in. His shot stopped by Peters. The rebound is cleaned up by Ryan Murphy. He springs Riley Nash. Here they come. All the way across for Chris Terry. His shot deflects wide. Off Tuomo Ruutu. Ruutu winds one off Varlamov. Free to the corner. Good grinding work by Tuomo Ruutu. Ruutu in the corner gets help from Riley Nash. He's pinned up against the boards, and Colorado gets it back out to center ice. Ryan O'Reilly is after it. Ryan Murphy has it for Carolina.
Boy, Dave Lewis will love that. He thinks, Dave Lewis, that the sticks coming back to that house area have been great this year.
Look at Murphy's skate. Fought off by Varlamov. Free along the end wall. Moves this way, and in control, Nathan MacKinnon. MacKinnon over the line. Shifts gears, walks in for a chance. Peters said no, the rebound. Off of Peters, John Mitchell out in front. Now Max Talbot checked by Jay Harrison. Out of the corner, Mitchell. Off a couple of sticks gained by Radek Dvorak. He gets it out.
The Hurricanes give up second chances so infrequently now. You remember them when they do happen, and that might be Peters. His first rebound save of the game.
Here come the Avalanche again. It goes high over the top of Peters. Shot taken by Nathan MacKinnon. Out to center ice. Hooked along by Eric Johnson. Gained by Carolina's Grayson Bowman. Shifty move off of Varlamov. In control's Ron Hainsey. Again through the goal crease. Back it goes. Falk with a shot. Turned out by Varlamov. Played here by Ron Hainsey. Here's a chance. What a save. Oh, Varlamov robbing Radek Dvorak. Out to center ice, MacKinnon. Over the line, Carolina. They had numbers back. Here they come again. It's the captain. Eric's pass now on the wing for Yuri Tlusty. Eric Staal for Justin Falk. His shot swallowed by Semyon Varlamov. Carolina, 20 shots as opposed to 9 by Colorado. The Canes are pouring it on tonight. They lead it 2-0, and here's another chance.
A great game here tonight in Raleigh. The Canes have the 2-0 lead in the second. And some good news for Canes fans. With all of the injuries, Cam Ward is making his way back to the lineup sooner than expected. That's tonight's Geico quote, where Coach Muller said of Cam Ward, he's pushing, he wants to get back. We've got some of these guys that are getting healthy around the corner. Muller also said that Ward could be game ready this weekend, but if not this weekend, then next week. Guys?
Oh, a chance right off the draw, covered up by Semyon Varlamov, and Nathan Gerbe is having a good time tonight.
Boy, is this lineman good. By the way, just one note on Cam Ward. It's a process, so you just don't know how close he is. We'll continue to look at it. And look at this tenacity. Boy, that's the desire you talk about with Nathan Gerbe. All of the time and space that Jordan Staal occupies there with Duchene. Comes in, quick little move to the forehand and forces Varlamov to come up with a big save.
Off the draw now. In control, Tlusty. Seam pass intended for Semin. Semin along the boards. Here's Tlusty. Good stick by Jan Hejda. Moving up for the Hurricanes is Justin Falk. Now Eric Staal. Alex Semin through the goal mouth, intended for Falk. And it comes all the way back through center. Back in the Cane zone.
And by the way, Jordan Staal, much like Gerby's line mate in Buffalo, Paul Gost, had a big body, so he knows how to read off of a big centerman.
Here comes Eric. On the off wing, Semin Talusti looking for Eric. Good stick again, Jan Heda. It looks like the chemistry is starting to come for these three, and now it deflects off the body and all the way back.
Their best shift was after Dwyer on the first shift of this period made it 2-0. And those important shifts after you score, give up a goal, are ones that you always monitor closely. And Eric Staal, Alex Semin, and Talusti were really good.
Carolina crossing that line in the center zone. Bowman for the Hurricanes. Parenteau for the Avalanche. And now in control, Manny Malhotra. Malhotra goes deep. Andre Benoit's there. Pinned by Bowman. Out in front, nobody home. Belmore off the board smartly for Dvorak. Radek Dvorak, they grind a cycle. Here's Malhotra. Little corner rotation. Malhotra gets away from Benoit. Gets a pick. Gets ice. Bowman off the body, off Varlamov. And the follow-up by Dvorak deflects. Carolina hustling for loose pucks as Malhotra was taken down. We'll get a face-off in the Colorado zone. And Coors Light. Cold hard facts. We have installment number 1 tonight as we see Brett Belmore. And we'll take a look at percentage of points by defensemen and goaltenders. And Carolina leads the way.
Well, I'll tell you right now, aside from the defensemen doing their job, coming into tonight, 5 of the last 6 goals, a defenseman has either scored or assisted. How about Drayson Bowman? That last shift, well, he's playing well.
He's feeding off those 2 veterans, playing his best hockey. You have your Santa Claus ho-ho-hos in order. That's good. We're getting close, you know.
Yeah, he's playing with a lot of zip in all areas.
Now out in front, Dwyer on Mitchell. Nathan MacKinnon. Carolina 21 shots, 9 taken by Colorado. Nick Holden, inside it goes. MacKinnon is taken down. We have not had a penalty so far tonight. Max Talbot walks it from the back of the goal. Talbot holding onto it out in front. Here's a chance for Mitchell. He'll turn, front the play, defended beautifully by Patrick Dwyer. Flushed out by Mitchell. Mitchell gives Dwyer a rough ride, gets help from Talbot, and now Brian Murphy around the board. Played here by Nick Holden. Holden goes deep over the stick of MacKinnon. Played here by Murphy, and Carolina will survive as they carry it out. Brian Murphy flies in over the line. His shot just wide of Varlamov. Nathan Gerby looking for Jordan. Jordan Staal off the boards. Muscled down by Nick Holden, and in control, Nate Dennen.
You can see that Ryan Murphy's thinking about this little competition that Dave Lewis put together. Who shoots more, he or Justin Falk? I mean, he's been flying here this period, but he's looking to shoot the puck.
Stretch pass, but Carolina just a skosh offside. As we see Ryan Murphy getting a much-needed break.
Right, and there's always a method to these things that Dave Lewis does. So, you know, 2 players that are already the present of the franchise and also the future, Murphy and Falk, and you get them both to think about shooting the puck. Who registers more shots on goal? Good things are going to happen. Murphy says he's going to look at maybe changing the flex and the curve on his stick down the road a little bit more. He said he ordered a new batch of sticks in Kitchener last year, and they never arrived. Well, now that he is an NHLer, I think those sticks will come more quickly.
John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. We're back on Fox Sports Carolinas on Friday night. The Anaheim Ducks are here right now, the best team in the National Hockey League statistically, and they'll kick it off with Hurricanes live at 6:30. Right off the boards. Cody McLeod taking down Brett Belmore. Hurricanes in control. Puck is on edge, settled down by Ron Hainsey. He'll get it deep.
Yeah, the Ducks are very impressive. Injuries and a tough schedule, 20 games in 37 nights, and they found a way to get it done.
Played without Ryan Getzlaf on the weekend. Word was he would not play tonight. He's out with a slight injury. Could return on a day-to-day basis. Now it comes all the way back. They battle along the boards. It kicks out Landeskog for Colorado. Gabriel Landeskog goes deep. Avalanche in control. Here's Jamie McGinn. McGinn centers one. Fanned down by Jan Heda. And it comes out to the center zone.
Again, you see 2 forwards, Staal and Ruutu, coming back to that house to help out.
McGinn off the boards. A shot fought off by Peters. Played by Eric Staal with a tight turn off the board smartly and all the way back. Here's Eric Johnson off the stick of Yuri Talusti. It springs back in the Carolina zone.
Last year, I mean, teams are getting the rebound chances on plays like those last 2 we just saw. Coming back in numbers, they're not getting to it.
Out to center ice. Eric Staal's team with a 2-goal lead. The captain gets it deep around the boards. 8:35 left to go in the second period. Carolina in control, Justin Falk. Landeskog, Stastny, Gabriel Landeskog one more time. Now they hinge it back for Hayda. Point to point they go. It's Erik Johnson and now Landeskog. Over the line with a shot off the outside of the goalpost, and it kicks on a play. 8:18 left to go in the second period. Gabriel Landeskog trailing the Carolina Hurricanes 2-0. Carolina Hurricanes hockey is brought to you by ADT. Visit ADT.com/sports to enter for a chance to win an ADT security and home automation system. And by Jared, the Galleria of jewelry. Truly unique designs that you won't just find anywhere. That's why he went to Jared.
Hurricanes defenseman Justin Falk already very proud of the fact that over $100,000 league-wide has been raised for Movember. By the way, I got a message between periods that I have peanut butter on my upper lip, John, and that is not true. The last time I had peanut butter, Ronald Reagan was in office, but that's what this stash is doing. But the Hurricanes well on their way to over $10,000. And Blue Cross Blue Shield will match that. Good for Falk.
Now we had the horn go. So Kyle Raymond, who's a native of Buffalo, New York, comes over to the scorers table, and they are assessing a situation that is under review here as they talk it over with the Situation Room in Toronto. Eric Furlan is the other referee tonight. And this just a bit puzzling.
It's a bit puzzling, but because I think about that post shot from Landeskog, I think before we went to break. But now that the puck has been dropped, if it's anything other than a clock issue, I don't think that you could ever change anything. It's like the next snap has happened in football.
Right.
So I'm not sure what this would be, but I don't think you could ever do anything about it if it's anything other than a clock issue.
Let's see. We're not going to get any. Yes, we are. No, we're not. Yes, we are.
After further review, there's no goal.
They did review the goal, or the play that appeared to, as you say, graze the post or come close, so no goal. Parenteau with a shot off a body. Good save by Peters on the chance taken by Ryan O'Reilly. And now it goes deep. Maybe we can scroll back and take a look at that play one more time ourselves now. Behind the back, Benoit. Parenteau for Duchesne. Short side held by Peters, Ryan O'Reilly. Matt Duchesne in back of the goal, fleshed out by Andrei Sekera. Duchesne taken down, and it's carried out of the zone here by Jordan Staal. Having a great game tonight. He'll try and get it by Corey Saric and succeed. Staal throws on the brakes. Jordan with help from Patrick Dwyer. Those two have scored the goals tonight. Dwyer in back of Varlamov out in front. Here's a chance. And it goes off a body. It went off Benoit. Now Jordan Staal fanning on one. Belmore goes deep. Off the end boards. Andre Benoit for Corey Saric. It's broken up here by Jordan Staal. Now Benoit again, and Colorado reorganizes. A long pass in the center zone. Snapped ahead by Belmore, but Drayson Bowman was offside. Maniacs catch a full hour of Carolina Hurricanes hockey talk with Mike Maniscalco during Coors Light Canes Corner at the Backyard Bistro right across the street from PNC Arena. The guest on November the 14th is that man, Manny Malhotra. You can also listen in on 99.9, The Fan.
Boy, not only has he won the majority of his draws, you're seeing that rippling effect. I mean, the Stalls are winning more. Eric and Jordan Staal, you know, Jordan's just getting rewarded tonight with points, but he and Eric have really, I think, led the way in the last couple with their all-around two-way game in every sense.
Nate Gennon now in control. Nice cut in half by Manny Malhotra on him. It goes deep. And back of the goal, Talbot intended for Nathan MacKinnon, and now Carolina attempts to get it out. Jay Harrison utilizing the boards. Back out to dead center. The Avalanche come back in the person of Nate Gennon. Broken up by Malhotra. A neutral ice, Max Talbot. And he'll pushing it by Ryan Murphy. Good look at Nathan MacKinnon. Stood up along the boards by Jay Harrison. To the point, Jan Hayda. All the way across for Erik Johnson. High slot Mitchell dancing away from Jay Harrison. John Mitchell goes to work for Colorado. Mitchell shakes clean, holds onto it. Up top, it's Talbot. His shot rejected by Peters. The rebound forked wide by MacKinnon. And a penalty upcoming here against Carolina. Jan Heda goes deep. Broken up here by Manny Malhotra. Hooking is the call. Carolina down a man.
First overall pick, Nathan MacKinnon, has been very noticeable in this hockey game. His team's down 2-0, but he's been as good of a forward as Colorado has had. I'd say he and Landeskog. And watch him get, this is the attacking positioning that, for the most part, no team coming in this building during this homestand has been able to accomplish. Peters made a heck of a save through traffic. MacKinnon gets on the offensive side of the puck and forces Dvorak to be guilty of a hook.
Colorado number 19 with their power play, 20 on the road. Carolina 16th on the kill, number 6 at home. It goes across for Andre Benoit. This is Paul Stastny throwing on the brakes. Benoit at the point. Erik Johnson. Now Benoit hurried by Jordan Staal. Stastny off the boards. Inside it goes Landeskog. Up top for Benoit. He'll walk the line. Erik Johnson thinks about it. Benoit again. A wrister caught by Justin Peters.
Where the penalty killing has... I'm guilty of exaggeration sometimes, but it's been exceptional. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that the forwards... Now, Dvorak usually would kill penalties. So, in a 2-minute span, John McLean, who runs the penalty kill, he would like to change his forwards 4 times if he can, because that allows you to create the pressure up the ice and stay fresh.
Canes have killed off 16 of 18 the last 5. Stastny. Benoit holding. Here it comes. Wide of Peters. The rebound, Gabriel Landeskog. Landeskog pulls up. Jordan Stahl's on him. Now one-toucher through Peters. Banged home. Paul Stastny along the goal line. Got to it. Power play goal. Colorado cuts the lead in half.
Well, the key play to begin it all is the fact that Colorado, off of the face-off, got possession. And then, eventually, Stastny wins the race to the net. The Falk's play in the box, and he can't locate him in time. Tries to reach out with the stick. It's Stastny who creates the one-timer. The puck just squibbles through Justin Peters. But to me, that backs up to establishing possession in the attacking zone and eventually finding a way to win the race to the net. And this is what teams do. I mean, Colorado should feel fortunate to be 2-1 in this game, but special teams on the road can get you back into hockey games.
5:21 left to go in the second period. Paul Stastny, goal number 7 in Colorado, is within 1.
It's 2-1 Canes, and it's Mustache Movember, where the Canes are ditching the razor to raise money for prostate and testicular cancer plus mental health. Now, there are 6 Canes participating: Justin Falk, Ryan Murphy, Riley Nash, Justin Peters, Yuri Tolusti, and Kevin Westgarth. Well, Justin Falk has raised $425 so far, but all of the staff and players of the Hurricanes organization are participating so far, raising $7,266. Good to see, guys.
Well, and Chantel, Blue Cross and Blue Shield will match the first 10,000, which makes it even more of a difference-making movement.
Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina, longtime sponsor of the Carolina Hurricanes. We thank them for all they do. Now in the circle, Hainsey along the boards. Under 5 minutes left in the second period. John Tripp and Chantel with you as always. 2-1 Carolina. But Colorado getting a little bit of life in the power play goal scored by Paul Stastny at 14:34 from Nathan MacKinnon and Gabriel Landeskog as the Avalanche get it deep.
Well, those 2 guys that helped to set up the goal, I think, have been Colorado's best 2 players, and that has been Landeskog and MacKinnon.
Elevated pass, Alex Semin, Riley Nash cutting. Walking in for a chance, denied at the defense by Corey Sarich. Getting to it here is Paul Stastny. Andre Benoit played with Ottawa a season ago. Out to center ice, fielded, carried by MacKinnon, but he got away with it. Now Sekera off the boards and out of play.
Let's look at the key faceoff that eventually leads to Stastny's goal. Watch MacKinnon, 29, come in here. He really helps to establish possession here, right here. And then he and Landeskog go to work. They get it to Stastny, and Colorado eventually works a give and go between Stastny and the slot. Then Stastny gets in to deposit the loose change.
He's an 18-year-old, but they do rave about his strength, even at that age, and that will develop even further.
It's real good friend, same hometown as Sidney Crosby, and he is just built unlike a teenager. And you look at Landeskog, who he's learning from. Landeskog has put on somewhere between 15 and 20 good pounds. What's good weight? Good weight is weight when you come into camp, that with the rigors of playing big minutes in an NHL schedule, that you will still be able to keep that weight on. And Landeskog is keeping on the added weight, and McKinnon is already starting from a position of, no pun intended, strength.
Out to center ice now, Malhotra. Winding ahead for the Hurricanes. Corey Sarich is on at a tight turn on Bowman. Out to center ice. And the Avalanche get it back, and they go D to D. 3:50 left in the second period. 2-1 Carolina. Game number 4 of a 5-game homestand. The Hurricanes 2-0-1 thus far. At the point, Nate Gennin will get it deep. This way, it's Jamie McGinn. McGinn in the corner, tied up by Ryan Murphy. He grinds along the boards. They wheel it back. Holden for Gennin. Nate Gennin shot rejected by Drayson Bowman. Jay Harrison attempts to fight off a man. He does, and he dumps it out.
Well, you look at Colorado's start, and this is what happens when a team's off to a rip-roaring start, is their power play has gotten them back in this hockey game, a game where, really they have been outplayed.
Max Talbot now as we take a look at the shots on goal. P.A. Parento throws it all the way across. Patrick Dwyer off the boards and out. Jan Hayda in a battle with Jordan Staal, and now Colorado has life, and they're in the zone again. Parento, now Duchesne, fought off by Peters. Carolina takes care of the rebound. Ryan Murphy away, and a good look there at Nathan Gerby. Off of Semyon Varlamov, loose in back of the goal. Matt Duchesne has time and space in his own zone. Here they come again. Indirect pass. Duchesne from Parento. Walks in. Peters says no. Oh, a dandy there. The rebound. He shuts it down. Colorado coming to life, and Justin Peters holding his ground.
Straightaway speed, Patrick Dwyer is one of the fastest guys in the league. And Duchesne leaves him in the dust here. And that's what Duchesne said. He trains with the aforementioned Sidney Crosby. And he said his trainer, his name is Andy O'Brien, I believe, has given him another gear that he didn't think was possible to his skating ability. Well, you see it there. I mean, what separation.
They played Sunday. They came all the way across yesterday, and as this game is moving along, they're finding their legs. Back to the point, Johnson. Now Jan Hayda, here it comes, wide of Peters. Marshall screen from Stastny out in front. Along the wall now, Landeskog, Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon holding on to it to the outside. What a move. Here comes the rookie. He's checked on the way through, and a penalty will follow. Colorado back to the power play.
Boy, power play can just give you all sorts of life, can it? It's changed this game. Well, Sacker will take the second minor penalty of the period. He doesn't like it. Refs will be afforded a look at it. Let's watch and see if we see a hold. Boy, not much of one. No, at least not yet. Ooh, I think Andre would have a pretty valid argument. I mean, he lost a step there, but he didn't seem to react with any type of holding motion.
Carolina wins the faceoff. Good job by Manny Malhotra. Now it's fed deep. Ron Hainsey paired on defense with Brett Belmore. They jockey for the puck down low. O'Reilly has lost his stick. Hainsey from his knees gets back up. Ron Hainsey in control. Smart play here. And the veteran plays it off the glass and kills time.
Yeah, that's got experience written all over it. I mean, just to hold on, and then take a chance going off the glass, knowing if he goes over the glass, it's a two-man advantage.
Now Matt Duchesne off the boards. Ryan O'Reilly. Broken up by Dwyer, not out. Parento. Duchesne to the outside, watched by Hainsey. In deep now, Ryan O'Reilly. Up top, P.A. Parento. He'll dust it off. Here's O'Reilly. Off the end wall, Duchesne. It kicks around. Kicked out by Peters. Nick Holden. Now Parento's shot looking for a tip, unattainable. McGinn out in front. Nick Holden. About 15 left to go in the period. Good job by Pat Dwyer dogging the puck all the way out.
Jordan Staal, who was factored in on both Carolina goals. That was a big-time back check in the slot.
Now Parento. Wheels along for Paul Stastny. Off the stick of Nathan McKinnon. Stastny again. Diagonally across for Eric Johnson. Looking for a tip. It ricochets wide. In control, Gabriel Landeskog. Stopping and starting. He'll circle in back of the goal. Flushed out by Harrison. To the point for Johnson. 45 seconds left to go in the period. You see the time of the power play. McKinnon down deep. Working hard for Colorado. Eric Johnson along the board. Guarded here by Riley Nash. In deep it goes for Landeskog. McKinnon, the backhander, stopped by Peters. Harrison can't clear. Held in by Benoit. Nathan McKinnon along the wall. Walks, holds on. His shot stopped by Peters. They punch the rebound wide. It was Paul Stastny. 20 seconds left in the period. Stastny again. McKinnon walks in front. Peters the save. Twice on Nathan McKinnon.
You're sitting up here saying, boy, this is one of those times you need Justin to swallow up a rebound and get a whistle with Colorado putting together an assault, but not when you do this. Oh, what a job. That's textbook there, putting that glove right on top of the pad. This was the kick save earlier. As Carolina is still for the moment. What a back check from Jordan. But then afterwards, a puck hits him in the chest. You're like, Justin, can you get a whistle? Well, not when you make that type of mechanical save with a glove on McKinnon.
Oh, he keeps battling. And that's what Justin Peters always has done. Back to the point. Eric Johnson off the boards and deep. Penalty has been killed. 8 seconds left in the period. Even turns on the ice where it counts. Carolina by 1. Along the boards, they scrum, and that'll do it. 2 in the books. Here in Raleigh, shots are even at 23 apiece. Stay tuned for the PNC Bank second intermission. Chantel will speak with Patrick Dwyer. We'll have On Thin Ice with Jay and Dan. Scores from around the NHL, highlights and analysis from the booth. 2 periods down here in the capital city. The Carolina Hurricanes entertaining the Colorado Avalanche tonight. Hurricanes up by 1 after 40 right here on Sports South.
Some fun for some kids. Welcome back to the PNC Bank Intermission Report. The Canes are up 2-1 after 2 periods. Joining me for the CarQuest Auto Parts intermission interview is Patrick Dwyer. Well, the small-medium line comes in once again. You got that feed from Nathan Gerbe. How did you guys make that happen?
Well, you know, it was just a turnover in the neutral zone, and we got on our horses there, and Gerbs drew the guy wide and opened it up and threw it across to me, and I just tried getting on net, and, you know, it's nice to get that first one of the year.
Well, a big kill at the end, a lot of help from Justin Peters. How do you guys continue to take this speed and control away from Colorado?
Well, you know, I think we got to try and speed and control them as well. You know, we got to get it in deep and make them play a 200-foot game. You know, that's the hardest game to play, and get in there on the cycle and work them down low and try and slow them down by us having the puck.
Congrats on your first of the season.
Thank you.
When we get back, we take a look at On Thin Ice with Jay and Dan from Fox Sports Live. Stay tuned. That's coming your way after this.
We're set for the third period here in Raleigh, and Chantel McCabe is standing by with Canes goaltending coach Greg Steffen.
Coach, a heck of a homestand for the Hurricanes. What have you seen from Justin Peters' game in these 4 last games that you've liked the most?
Well, it's just his consistency. You know, he's making saves at the right time. Once again, he didn't get a lot of work at the start, but he had to make that big save on that breakaway. So he's making saves at the key time and giving our team a chance. So that's what I really like, his consistency.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
I'll tell you what, if he doesn't make that save in the last minute on McKinnon on that second Colorado power play, it's a 2-2 game, and it is literally a completely different field. Those are the type of timely ones Greg's talking about.
John Forsland, Trip Tracy, and Chantel McCabe, who is at ice level along with our fine crew. PNC Arena, game number 4 of a 5-game homestand. Carolina 2-0-1 during this sequence. Taking on a team that is 14 up and 2 down. Players to know tonight. We start Hurricanes live with this, and tonight you need to know about these 3. They have come up big.
In every area. I mean, I can think of a key back check for all 3 guys, and I like the fact when I say interchangeable is they've done different things together.
Nathan McKinnon off the stick of Carolina's Andrej Sekera. Loosened back of the goal. It's on the netting, so we get a stoppage. 29 seconds gone in period 3.
Just to finish it, I mean, like the first goal, it's Gerbe in the neutral zone. It's first man pursuit from Dwyer, and then it's Jordan Staal on the rebound. On the second goal, it's Jordan Staal in the neutral zone to Gerbe, and Dwyer wins the race to the net. I mean, depending on the situation, who's where on the ice, you have interchangeable parts, and that's when a line is truly in sync.
Duchesne, Parenteau, and O'Reilly come out for Patrick Waugh. Corey Sarek rolls it inside. Jordan Staal, Pat Dwyer, Nathan Gerbe for Carolina. Jordan underneath it and out. 3-on-3. Steals away for Pat Dwyer. Tries to return the favor, gets it back. Just wide of Semyon Varlamov. Played by Carolina's Ron Hainsey. Negated by Ryan O'Reilly, who tries to get it out. Now Gerby. Good pass for Dwyer. His shot over the top of Varlamov. It stays in play. Parento off the boards and out.
Boy, they started the second period scoring a goal. They nearly did so on the first shift of the third. The best line for the Hurricanes this evening.
Colorado plays a little chip and chase. They roll a line change. Carolina, they comply for Kirk Muller. It goes by Malhotra. Top of your screen. Radek Dvorak pinned by Colorado's Nick Holden. Malhotra let it go from Murphy off a body. It kicks around. Played this way by Jamie McGinn. McGinn in control. Through the center zone, John Mitchell, defended by Jay Harrison. Now, Ryan Murphy. Headman pass for Bowman. Picked off by McGinn. In the center zone, carried in by Max Talbot. His shot blocked by Justin Peters.
Well, let's look back at a different review than we typically see in the second period. And we've heard from the league that what they were making sure was that this puck did not go through the netting.
Oh, you can
see that second look. It's almost an optical illusion.
Yeah.
And that's what they were taking a look at.
They can slow that down frame by frame, and I'm sure they did in the Situation Room where they get it right.
Chris King, Kay Whitmore, Mike Murphy and company. They're pros.
Now Bordlow rolls it ahead. Around the boards, a pinch by Colorado's Corey Sarich. Riley Nash hunted down by Patrick Bordlow. It comes out. Marc-Andre Cliche is there for Colorado. Now Tuomo Ruutu. Fed along by Ryan Murphy. Carolina can change now. You see it from ice level. The veteran Sarich rubbed out by Tuomo Ruutu, who has it. Shot by Terry, blocked by Andre Benoit. Justin Falk for Carolina. Inside on a cycle for Ruutu. Leaving it for Nash. Riley Nash. Tuomo Ruutu now. Sarich without a stick. Ruutu holding onto it. Tuomo Ruutu winds it up top. Gets a little bit of space. Delays and lays it off. Andre Sekera. A winder wide of Varlamov. Chris Terry along the boards. Had it, lost it. A loose puck as we see. Justin Falk broken up. Patrick Bordlow in control, and Colorado will survive. Carolina counters. Terry over the line. His shot stopped by Semyon Varlamov, who covers up. Cool Bars. Where else? The Carolina Ale House, the proud sponsor, and they have been for years in terms of Cool Bars. The next one will be November 21st. The Canes are in Detroit. Log on to CarolinaHurricanes.com for details.
See what a heavy shot Chris Terry has. I asked Gabriel Landeskog what it's like when you come from the altitude to a place like Carolina. He says it's more humid. You sweat a lot more. You have to use more gloves.
The blocker saved by Varlamov. The shot taken by Jay Harrison. Semin off a body and back out. Eric Stahl, Alex Semin, Yuri Talusti. Now Eric Johnson in back of Semyon Varlamov. Shots are even, 25 apiece. Johnson now flushed out by Talusti. Eric Johnson carries the puck out to center ice. Nathan McKinnon to the outside of Harrison. His shot off the pad of Peters, who could not locate it. Now Hayda winds it along, stopping and starting. Nathan McKinnon out in front. Paul Stastny taken down. McKinnon all over the ice. Landeskog at his side. Back to the point. Here's Johnson. A wrister goes high on a deflection, and it ends up in the mesh.
Boy, Nathan McKinnon, he continues, I think, to really be a challenge for Carolina in this hockey game. You would think, even though he's a teenager, the way that he's built and is so strong on the puck, has a heck of a release. And you could see, I think that's Tim Army, former Providence coach and former Washington Capital assistant, that gives him a tap to keep going. I don't think he's going to wear down like a lot of young players do with that frame he has.
Colorado goes to St. Louis. Battle of two great teams on Thursday night. Carolina will see St. Louis at Scott Trade Center on Saturday night as Duchesne gets it deep. They will host Anaheim here Friday night to wrap up the homestand. You can see it on Fox Sports Carolinas, commencing with Hurricanes Live at 6:30. Jan Hayda given a tug by Pat Dwyer. Along the boards now, O'Reilly tries to clear. Carolina's Patrick Dwyer from the corner. Spins off of Hayda. Holds onto it. Standing on a pass now. Alertly he goes deep. Here's Jordan. And back of Varlamov holding onto it. Jordan Stahl. Centers one. Off Varlamov with help from Pat Dwyer. Dwyer out of the corner now, chopped along by P.A. Parento. It comes all the way back. This will be icing against Colorado.
That's how you win the game, is get back to the game key that led to the first goal and utilizing the back of the net. You know, when I look at it, John, Carolina is 0-3 against the Western Conference. But if you look at home games, 3 shootout losses to Minnesota, Los Angeles, and Chicago. Carolina could easily have a 500 record with a chance to go over 500 against the Western Conference. So, you know, that shootout competition that at some point should go to 3-on-3, because I've had enough of these shootouts. I mean, the Canes have played the West fairly well.
And a birdie told me today they're changing the song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you were heard from by many people. Now, out of the corner, turning is Talusti. Now Eric Stahl goes to work. Talusti away from Jan Heda. Yuri Talusti, back it goes. Justin Falk, easily detected by Semyon Varlamov.
Well, let's hope we don't hear that new song tonight, because the Hurricanes are getting back to their even strength game that was a big part of the first period. 5-man attack on the forecheck. You know, this is where Carolina thrives for the last several years. They just don't seem to be a team that, you know, their bread and butter is odd man rushes. It's plays like that.
Now Holtra, Bowman, and Dvorak now for Kirk Muller. Face-off won by John Mitchell. Around the boards is by Jay Harrison, helped by McGinn to the dot. Murphy icing again.
And so now a guy like Patrick Waugh, guys have been on the ice for a while. He's got to think about his timeout. Looking up at the clock, probably thinking he's down 2-1. He might want to use it later on. So let's see. He's got is Mitchell on the ice to take this draw. He's a good face-off man.
He won the last face-off. Let's see what happens here. They get it again. Corey Sarich will play it to himself. On the flank for Jamie McGinn. Swept through center by Maxime Talbot. And now Murphy's pass intended for Pat Dwyer, and Sarich is on it. Jamie McGinn now through center. Brother Ty, of course, with Philadelphia's organization, and Brock McGinn, property of Carolina. Out of the corner. Loose and back of the goal. Max Talbot again. Run into. Murphy was there. Mitchell back to the point. Andre Benoit. He'll send it deep around the boards this way for Jamie McGinn. As for Corey Sarich, he'll settle it down. Going wide. Andre Benoit. Corey Sarich. Here it comes. On a deflection right back out in front. Carolina survives. Ryan Murphy ahead of the pack. Threading one off the glove of Varlamov, and Carolina's changing, so Colorado has time.
Lively end boards, but no Colorado player can take advantage because, again, the coverage in that house area is good for the Canes.
Hainsey for Nash on and off a stick. Again and out to center. Now getting to it here. It's fed along by Riley Nash. Sarich playing it around the boards for Paul Stastny as Colorado's goal. Good play by Ron Hainsey, anticipating that. Stastny now gets away from Chris Terry. He'll button hook the puck back now, where it's played by Corey Sarich out to center. Ron Hainsey. Riley Nash chopping it by Corey Sarich, and a good look at him. He'll turn away. Clear it through the center zone all the way back. Brett Belmore's on it, and he'll be forechecked by Nathan McKinnon. Belmore carries from his own zone. He sidestepped Landeskog. Now he's finished off by McKinnon. Talusti pulls up inside the line, muscled by Nate Gennon, and back out. D to D they go. This is Andrei Sekera. He'll get it deep.
I was just looking. You mentioned McGinn and his brother Brock. Boy, Brock McGinn and Sergei Tolchinsky, a free agent signing for Carolina this summer. They're both among the league leaders in the Ontario Hockey League in points. I mean, that's really good to see.
Jamie said that Brock is on a 20-game point streak, and we'll take his word for it.
He said he's going to break all the McGinn family records, and Jamie has told us before he thinks Brock has the most upside of any of the McGinns.
Now it's carried out. Eric Johnson behind P.A. Parento. Icing is called here, and we'll swing it back in the Colorado zone. Nightly on Fox Sports Live. Jay Onrait, Dan O'Toole bring you all the scores, news, and highlights you need. Don't miss Fox Sports Live nightly on Fox Sports 1. To find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, go to foxsports1.com and do it, please, right now.
33 points in 20 games for Brock McGinn, and Tolchinsky has 33 points in 19 games.
We'll dwell on that for a few seconds. We'll step aside. We'll come back right after this. As we know, Monday was Veterans Day. Navy Lieutenant Bradley Snyder from Baltimore didn't let an IED blast that destroyed his sight slow him down. He has won 7 gold medals in the Warrior Games, 3 medals at the Paralympics. He is a warrior among us. And we salute all veterans, and we have many veterans here tonight. As the Hurricanes made sure of that, we see the proud colors from the rafters here at PNC Arena.
I know that Hurricanes' alternate captain, Tim Gleason, if he hadn't been a hockey player, would have loved to have been a Navy SEAL or a Ranger.
Off the draw now, Gerby. Pestered by Ryan O'Reilly. Skate to stick attempt by Parento. And now Nathan Gerby back in his own zone. 12:25 left to go, third period play. 2-1 Carolina. John Mitchell as it's moved all the way back. The second and final meeting between these two teams. Colorado won in Denver on October 25th, 4-2. Now Ryan O'Reilly back in his own zone for Nate Gennin. The Pittsburgh native out to center ice, intended for Parento. It comes all the way back, icing once again.
Ryan O'Reilly actually became very close with Jeff Skinner at World Championships a couple of years ago. He has convinced the entire Avalanche team to buy into yoga. He says that it allows you to get deeper into the tissue and work on your flexibility in the ways that other training practices cannot. His girlfriend is a yoga instructor, and he says it increases your chances of staying healthy.
It's amazing some of the various techniques the players use today to improve their games. Ryan O'Reilly out to center ice, goes behind Mitchell. Ryan Murphy for the Hurricanes now displaying that great skating ability. He'll wheel out to center ice, set up Eric Stahl in full flight. Here he comes. His shot stopped by Varlamov. Jay Harrison goes to work. Jay Harrison and back of Varlamov holding onto it on the exchange. It's Alex Semin. He turns it over to Matt Duchene, and away go Colorado. Elevated pass off the window ahead of Benoit. Loose along the boards to Lusty. Headman pass, Alexander Semin. Good back heat from Matt Duchene. Colorado starts again.
That was more the shot that Eric Stahl is known for from Ryan Murphy.
Now Duchene in back of Justin Peters. Jan Hayda off the boards. Duchene, good pass. Hayda again. Point to point. Eric Johnson. High slot dancing. Matt Duchene. Good play defensively by Manny Malhotra on him, and Carolina escapes harm.
Good, legal, strong.
Now it's carried by Eric Johnson off a stick. Out to center ice, it's Max Talbot. Talbot over the line, dangling. Walking in, fended off by Hainsey. Played here by Grayson Bowman. Bowman down low. Indirect pass for Dwyer. Forced a bit by Johnson. Now Bowman for Carolina. Shifting on Landeskog. Played here by McGinn. Left off for Eric Johnson. Gabriel Landeskog from well out. Off a stick high, off Folk. Getting to it, Landeskog. He turned it over. Tuomo Ruutu tries to clear. Grayson Bowman will. Carolina gets a change.
Falk had just a tight enough gap to disrupt that shot with his stick, and that was the difference between it being on target and wide.
Falk at the point off the stick of Jamie McGinn. Riley Nash is checked by Nate Gennin. Loose this way, creeping up is Andrei Sekera. Sekera goes deep, out of the corner, bad bounce. Getting to it is Nate Gennin. He's forechecked by Ruutu. Landeskog all the way across. Eric Johnson calmly. Now Gabriel Landeskog over the line. No quarter given at the line by Sekera. Ruutu, indirect pass. Can't get there, broken up by Nick Holden. Colorado one more time as they wind back with 9:39 left.
Sakura, a good play at his own blue line. You talked to Kirk Muller about Sakura in the pregame show. The way that he prepares himself every day, every off day, he's always doing something.
Now Dwyer held up by Nick Holden. Colorado on the transition. Parento for Holden to give back. Parento, late guy Hayda, shut down Justin Peters. It's loose. It leaked out in Carolina. Will attempt to get it out. They do. Nick Holden, Ryan O'Reilly shies away from Harrison, but got it deep.
And that was anticipation from Peters. He's been focused on being square to the shot, but there he felt the fact that that pass was going to the trailer, and he had a head start.
Corey Sarich out to neutral ice. He'll scale it in off the glass support. Nathan McKinnon, Landeskog out in front, denied by Alex Semin. Semin through the center zone. Lead pass, and Sarich is on it. Quickly up, intended for Landeskog. It'll spindle by Peters, and this is icing.
So much of this game is anticipation, and I want you guys to watch Justin Peters anticipating where this puck is going and the push that he gets. Right to left, tracks the puck, no unneeded movement, and he ends up making the save. He would have liked to have controlled the rebound, but he isn't able to, and you have a defenseman there on the right side of O'Reilly.
Now Semin moves it. Stolen by Paul Stastny. 8:29 left in regulation time. Nathan MacKinnon will rifle ahead. Peters let it go for Justin Falk. Back of the goal, Andrei Sekera. Around the boards, a pinch by Saric, and back out it goes. Andre Benoit now for Colorado. Gains center ice. Everybody's onside, so he sends it in. The shots are 28 Carolina, 27 taken by Colorado.
Hurricanes have really righted the ship here in the third period after the penalty trouble that got Colorado back in it in the second. They have gotten back to their game.
Along the boards now, John Mitchell back out. Jay Harrison paired with Ryan Murphy. Getting to it is Eric Johnson. Wilmington, Minnesota native out to center ice, a lead pass. Ryan Murphy, a rolling puck. It's not easy. Talbot was on him. Bowman attempts to get it out. It deflects from the Kane bench. We get a break in play. 7:36 left in regulation time.
Back at PNC Arena, it's 2-1 Canes and lots of NHL headlines to get you up to speed on, so let's dig in. Devils' Jaromir Jagr became the 8th player ever to get to 1,700 points on his 686 career goal. And some unfortunate news, the league's leading goal scorer, Steve Stamkos, out with a broken tibia he suffered yesterday in Boston. He is out indefinitely. And finally, today, the GMs met in Toronto to discuss a possibility of a 10-game goalie suspension for instigating fights following an incident that happened with the Flyers and Caps game a couple weeks ago. Guys?
Thank you, Chantel. Now it's played by Eric Johnson off his stick. Back of the goal, Matt Duchene fights off a man, centers one, nobody home. Johnson with a shot, stopped by Peters. Rebound, kicks back. Jan Hejda turning as O'Reilly. His shot fought off by Peters. Loose again in the slot. Dwyer knocks it out of midair. He's pressured by P.A. Parento. Nice scrum in the corner. Carolina without Radek Dvorak. We have word he has a lower body concern. He will not be back tonight, so we thank the Hurricanes for that report.
Boy, how many rebounds does Carolina continue to clear as Justin Peters makes the first save? But, you know, there have been rebounds there. It's just been the Hurricanes that have gotten to him first.
Sekera now gets it back for Ron Hainsey. Here's Jordan. Out to center ice. Jordan Staal with a goal tonight. Plays it to himself. Staal down low, takes the hit, makes a play. Sets up Eric. Staal brothers and Semin on this line for Kirk Muller. Johnson for O'Reilly, back for Corey Saric. In his own territory and back out. Now through the center ice area. We see the puck come back. This is icing. No, they waved it off. Belmore there to play it.
Oh, you look at Belmore, Peters. A couple of Whalers playing in this game.
Out in front, MacKinnon off the stick of Belmore. Landeskog to the outside. Benoit. Corey Saric off the boards. Skate the stick. He gets it from Stastny. Flashing ahead is Benoit. His shot ricochets astray. Landeskog broken up by Yuri Tolusti. Back out to neutral ice where he stood up by Corey Saric.
And those are Plymouth Whalers, not Hartford Whalers. Belmore and Peters, and then you look at Mitchell on the other side.
Over the line, they cross again. Dangling is Stastny. Landeskog to the outside. He'll circle, bank it ahead. They fight for it. It kicks out. Along the boards. Good hustle by Nathan MacKinnon. Now wheeling is Nick Holden. Out in front again. Off Hainsey. Carolina survives. They get it out. Lead pass intended for Chris Terry. Rubbed out easily by Nate Gennon. 5:22 left in this third period. MacKinnon through the middle. On the transition, they cross again with Max Talbot. He plays it off Nathan Gerby. Gets it back. Talbot again. Mitchell at his side. He sets up Holden. In deep now, turning away from the pack. Jamie McGinn. Now John Mitchell pinned by Jordan Staal. Dwyer moves it by Holden. Talbot in support, broken up. Jordan Staal. Nathan Gerby off his stick. Under 5 minutes left in this third period. 2-1 Carolina. Eric Johnson back in his own territory. A tight turn on Patrick Dwyer. Through the center zone, John Mitchell. Over the line, he throws on the brakes. Mitchell pulls up. Threads it across for Jan Hejda. Broken up by Justin Falk. And the Hurricanes again get it up.
Well, the Hurricanes defense has been a real story. Another element, they bend but they don't break.
Here's Matt Duchene right in. Peters says no. Loose in back of the goal. Out in front. Peters got to stick to it. The rebound goes astray. Ryan O'Reilly. Now Parento. O'Reilly holding. Shooting one denied by Peters. Top of your screen, Semin is clear. Played outside the line by Jan Hejda. 4:07 left in this third period. Peters has done his job, but so has Ron Hainsey. Patrick Wall with a stellar start to his NHL coaching career. Obviously knows a tremendous amount about goaltending. Coors Light, cold hard facts. Colorado right behind Boston. Teams goals against average.
Well, I have some bias, but you could call it the NHL or you could call it goaltending. Because, simply put, great goaltending makes for a really successful team. That's not to take away anything from what the Avalanche have done, but when you look at the numbers of Varlamov and Giguère, that's as big of a reason as there is for it.
We have 4:03 left to go in this third period. Shots are 31-28 favoring Colorado. They trail it by one. You see the former Hartford Whaler first-round pick in 1995.
Well, and the guy, Justin Peters, in the Carolina net, he's done his job in a big way when it comes to stopping the first shot. And this team defense in front of him, I don't remember a time where the Hurricanes have cleared out more rebounds than lately.
Off the face-off, Erik Johnson. Here it comes. Swallowed. Fought for, and again loose. Dwyer tries to clear. Hejda outside the line. Offside is whistled. 3:51 left to go in this third period. Justin Peters battling all the way through.
And he is a battler, and the guys are doing their best. I mean, every time here you see, for the most part, with the exception of plays like that, and that is the exception, you see a red jersey on the defensive side of the puck. In different ways. Carolina being able to get to pucks first, clear pucks with good sticks. You know, last year, I think Colorado probably has scored 2 or 3 more goals just based on second and third chances.
Landeskog through the middle. Nathan MacKinnon off the boards, tied up by Hainsey. The Avalanche now will wind it back. 3.5 left to go in regulation time. Nathan MacKinnon, boy, he's been a standout tonight. He'll turn it back in his own zone. Get away from Alex Semin. Good sweep check by Eric Stahl. Jan Hejda is on him. The captain now tries to turn away from MacKinnon. It's carried out by Landeskog. Paul Stastny swoops in the zone. Nathan MacKinnon on and off his stick. Yuri Tlusky takes a heavy hit from Gabriel Landeskog. Along the boards now, Semin for Carolina, not out. MacKinnon will attempt to go deep. Paul Stastny holding onto it, defended by Belmore. Landeskog in the corner too. Belmore tries to clear. Good pinch by Nick Holden. In support, Landeskog. MacKinnon, here it comes again. Punched out by Hainsey, and Carolina again wheels it back out through center.
That's a key clear. It almost hit the scoreboard, that little pitchfork from Eric Stahl. That was a clean, good hit there from Landeskog on Tlusky.
Here they come again. John Mitchell to the outside. Holding onto it. He'll circle. Mitchell in control. Shot taken. Stopped by Peters. Getting to it is Andre Benoit. Justin Falk plays it along the boards. And all the way back out. Colorado mounting chance after chance. Now Erik Johnson along the boards through center. John Mitchell over the line, moves up with Talbot and McGinn. John Mitchell goes deep. Looking for Max Talbot. Broken up by Justin Falk. Away now for Trayson Bowman. And you see it come back. Skate the stick. Jamie McGinn, he lost it. And Bowman goes off in a change and got it deep.
Well, using the back of the net, John Mitchell and Justin Peters, when he's had to be. He's given up a ton of rebounds, but he has been very patient at key times.
Icing is called here against Colorado. 1:45 left in regulation time.
The back of the net, one of our keys, is Carolina got its first goal using the back of the net. And I keep giving plugs to the Plymouth Whalers. Well, this was Plymouth Whaler on Plymouth Whaler. Mitchell on Peters, and Peters has the save.
Jan Hejda now for Colorado. Broken up by Pat Dwyer. P.A. Parento. Dancing through the center zone, run into by Ron Hainsey. Belmore is on it. We'll keep an eye on Varlamov. 1:28 left in regulation time. He's halfway out, and now he's gone. In back of the goal, Parento. 6 skaters out for Patrick Wall. Jordan Staal, Ron Hainsey off O'Reilly. Fielded by Peters, not out. Landeskog along the boards. In a battle here with Nathan Gerby. To the point. Corey Sarich shot turned out by Peters. The rebound, Dwyer. Duchesne turns just wide. Loose this way, Corey Sarich. Inside, negated by Ron Hainsey. Knocked down with a high stick by Landeskog. Jordan, just wide. Loose puck. O'Reilly, 50 seconds left. Here come the Avalanche out to center ice. Matt Duchesne in the zone. Sekera back for Carolina. Now Justin Falk will move it. Alexander Semin to the point. Carolina wills it back out to center. Eric taken down, and a penalty will follow.
Well, the game is won in the trenches. After Jordan Staal nearly ices it, the Hurricanes eventually make a line change. Semin 1 key along the boards. Then Talusti and then Eric Staal. If Staal had been alone, without a man between him and the net, this would have probably been awarded. But there was a player, John Hayda, so that's the right call to call the minor. But 3 guys that can't really get going offensively, they're one along the board, Semin, Talusti, and Staal.
A little business because we have to. The first power play tonight, should the Canes score on the power play, Duke Energy power play, all Caniacs who say the winning phrase receive a free Bowberry biscuit from participating Bojangles restaurants tomorrow morning. Bojangles, it's bow time.
I recognize that Eric Staal and Alex Semin are paid to produce offensively. However, Eric Staal in particular, these last 3 games, his habits have been so good, and he has bought into the big picture. He hasn't felt that pressure to score, and I think it was reflected there with the work of all 3 of those players along the wall.
Look at this. He has pulled Varlamov with a face-off in his own zone.
I think it's the right move because, you know, you want to win the draw. I'd rather go for Grove.
Empty net. Sekera winds it along. Stastny over skates. Staal wrap chance. Duchesne makes the save. Now around the wall. 20 seconds left. Colorado out to center ice. Stastny all the way across O'Reilly. Here's Parento. It deflects wide. It's loose. From the corner, 12 seconds left. O'Reilly. Sekera for Carolina. They steal the wall. A loose puck. In control, Landeskog. Up top, Parento blocked. Now Holtro in front of Peters. They count it out. And the Canes hang on and get it done. They defeat the Colorado Avalanche, who lose for the first time on the road this season. And take a look at the Hurricanes in 1-goal games.
I thought the Hurricanes played to their strengths. They were led by a line that was really good in all areas, and that was Jordan Staal between Gerby and Dwyer. Justin Peters just shows intestinal fortitude. It isn't always pretty, but boy, does he find a way. And the guys in front of him, as we talked about team defense in this homestand, and now has the ability to be just a stellar one with a win over Anaheim on Friday. It's already very, very good. Boy, have they ever, Carolina, denied any type of rebound chances for the most part. They're hard to come by, even for a team that scored as much as Colorado.
With the Canes win tonight, the Caniacs win. Go to papajohns.com tomorrow and enter the promo code Caniac to get 50% off your menu-priced online order at participating restaurants. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Jordan Staal, the 3rd star tonight. Patrick Dwyer, who scored the 2nd goal, the game-winning goal in this one, is the 2nd star. And the 1st star again, Justin Peters, as the Canes go to 3-0-1 on this 5-game homestand to get back to 500 with the win here tonight. Justin Peters will take his seat next to Chantel McCabe. Let's go down to ice level.
Well, congratulations on another win, but you wanted to start things off with a shout-out.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to say a quick hello to my parents and my family watching back in Blythe and North Bay here, because I know we're on live TV.
I'm sure they're cheering you on big time. An incredible finish to this game. The effort in the 5 minutes. How'd you guys pull it together?
Oh, that was a gutsy effort from start to finish. We stuck to the process tonight and got rewarded.
Getting that first goal certainly lifted the team. So much energy. Why was that so important?
Well, we knew they're a real fast team. We knew, they're the top team in the league right now, so it was a huge test for us. And, man, the guys played great tonight.
And you beat one of the top teams in the league who were perfect on the road. How important was that for you guys? Not just the two points, but a big win.
That was huge. It was huge. We love playing at home. We love playing in front of these fans. It's a lot funner to play in front of these fans every night at home. We love it.
Congrats, Justin.
Thank you.
John and Tripp, to you.
Thank you very much, Chantel. Coming up after the break, it's Hurricanes Live. We'll have player, coach interviews, the 3 stars of this game, game highlights, analysis, a breakdown, and we look ahead to the Hurricanes' next game Friday night against the Anaheim Ducks. Final count in regulation. The Carolina Hurricanes 2 and the Colorado Avalanche 1. Carolina goes to 7-7-4, and the Avalanche lose for the first time on the road all season.